It's time for an in-depth analysis on your local high school football games. This is Inside the Game, sponsored by Mitchell Auto Group.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the now, I can't believe I'm saying this already, Week 10 edition of Inside the Game here on KSAN. It just seems like we started this a week or two ago. Anywho, I'm Sports Director Jason Bridge, and for the next 30 minutes, we'll take a look at all of your Concho Valley High School football action going on tonight, and we begin things down in 3A with the Wall Hawks. Now, we all know it wasn't a great start to their season as they were 0-2 and really trying to figure things out, but then they notched a win in Week 4 on the road against Sonora and have never looked back, as they've now won 5 straight games and are 3-0 in conference play, as they now sit in first in the district standings. And they'd like to continue that role tonight as they were at home playing host to Breckenridge, and that's where we're going to go for some highlights. Let's go ahead and get to that Wall hosting the Breckenridge Buckaroos, and we start off with this Rios touchdown run right there, busted right up the middle, and he would find the end zone for the score to go up 7-0. Then a little bit later, we're going to get another Wall Hawks score as Mason Fuchs gets it right there just from a 1 yard out to make it 14-0. And then look at the Wall defense stopping them on the goal line. A huge defensive stand for the Wall Hawks, and they would need that. That would be huge, as Wall would go on to win this one in a tight one, 28-22. All right, let's go ahead and go to some 4A ball as we go to the Lakeview Chiefs, whose district opener did not treat them well, as the Seminole Indians came into San Angelo Stadium and they just had their way as they took down the Chiefs 55-6. But as Chief head coach Hector Guevara told us earlier this week, no matter what adversity they face, they just got to keep fighting. And that's what they aimed to do as they were on the road for another district contest, taking on Andrews at the Mustang Bowl. We start with the Chiefs punting, and it's blocked by Caden Collins. It's recovered by Vito Prieto and brought down at the Lakeview 10-yard line. Very next play, QB Brett Leach with the nice screen pass for a nice gain for the Andrews Mustangs. Then a little bit later, it's Leach passing it to Marquise Lawrence, and then he's going to scramble for it. He's going to go all the way to the opposite back of the side of the field, finding Leach for the touchdown. You don't see that a whole lot as they get the score right there, and it didn't get much better from there as Andrews would put it on Lakeview tonight, 55-14. Let's go up to 6A and the Central Bobcats, who are coming off a dogfight of a win over LD Bell last week as they won it 10-2 as they had their bye week this week. Now, the win over LD Bell keeps the Bobcats' chances of a district title alive when they had their district showdown next week against current district leader, the Haltom Buffalo. Central's only district loss came at the hands of Euless Trinity, who was beaten by Haltom a few weeks back. So a win over Haltom next Friday would secure a district championship. Kickoff is set for next Friday at 7 p.m. at San Angelo Stadium. All right, we're looking to go to Rachel Turnock, who is supposed to be live out at Wall. We are having some technical difficulties out there, so we'll try to get there and try to figure that stuff out for you, because we'd really like to go talk to them as they had a huge win, a very dramatic win over Breckenridge, 28-22. Well, that'll do for the first block of Inside the Game. It's that now in the books. Is coming up. We'll take a look at some more of our 3A schools as Grape Creek welcomed in a Merkel Badger team that's coming off a win over Ballinger, and TLCA look to bounce back at home against the Banks Dragons. Highlights from both games when we come back here on Inside the Game.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
On a forbidden Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Moan, we can't.
But Julia,
Our rivals.
I can love you and still hate your overrated school.
We have two different defensive philosophies. You're a base 4-3 cover 2, and I'm an
aggressive 3-4 with press coverage. I get it, but we both love Dr. Pepper.
Oh, Ramon.
Touchdown, State!
Yes! Into your face!
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Looking for great sleep at a great price? Denver Mattress has you covered. During the Veterans Day sale, save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a free $300 Furniture Row gift certificate. Or check out the quality and comfort of the Factory Direct Summit Queen, only $189.99. And to salute our armed forces, all veterans and active duty military get extra savings and free local delivery. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
I'm Mark Zupan, part of the U.S. Paralympic rugby team. In my game, movement is everything. I get frustrated when my move is blocked, especially when that guy has no right to be there, even just for a minute. I love a challenge, but I don't like to play this game every day.
A message from the United Spinal Association.
I guess we got caught up in the crazy housing boom.
We had been in the house so long, we didn't want to lose it.
I was only going to pay interest for the first 5 years.
What these people share is that they all got in trouble with their mortgages, and they all called a certified housing counselor for help.
Our housing counselor looked at our paperwork and she knew something was wrong.
She understood what needed to be done, and she helped me work it out with the bank.
This is a free service. If you think you're in trouble, don't wait. Call the NFCC now.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
Welcome back to Inside the Game. I'm Rachel Turnock out here at Hawk Stadium. Wall gets the big win over Breckenridge today. This man right here, Colton Debich, you got the huge sack with 2 seconds left. The Buckaroos were trying to score to tie the game. You took down their quarterback. Just what went through your head at that moment? How did you break through and grab him?
Well, Coach Lauder talked to us on the sideline and said that we're going to bring some pressure because we don't want him setting up and having time to throw. And so he sent me on a blitz, and he just said, get to the quarterback, and I said, yes, sir, and got my job done.
Yeah, you sure did. What was that like when the crowd, I mean, I saw the coaches on the sideline going crazy. The crowd went nuts. What was that like for you?
It was just an amazing experience, just making the kind of game-winning play. You got to get excited whenever that happens.
And you guys did officially claim district outright with this win tonight. That is 8 straight district titles for Wall. Just what does it feel like to just be district champions already? You still have 1 more week left.
Well, we talked about that before, that we already have 7 district titles undefeated, and we didn't want to be the team to be the one to maybe have district champs and maybe not, but we wanted to make sure to come out with this win today so we could for sure get it.
All right, well, congrats on the win. Huge win for the Hawks tonight. Jason, back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Now, welcome back to Inside the Game. Now, for the Grape Creek Eagles, it's been a roller coaster ride. Starting off the season 0-2, but then they bounced back with back-to-back wins. But since then, it's been loss, win, loss, loss. Most recently at the hands of Cisco, who's just been as dominant as any team in the area. Now, with 2 weeks left in the regular season, the Eagles are currently 5th in the district standings. And bad news is only the top 4 advance to the playoffs. And Grape Creek would face no slouch in tonight's matchup at Eagle Stadium. So let's head out there, shall we, as the Eagles hosted the Merkel Badgers as they're coming off a win over Ballinger. Opening kickoff, and the Eagles started out pretty well as Chase Stroud, that is, makes a nice return off the right side in to Merkel Badger territory, where he would just be taken down right there. The fans pumped for something opening as well like that to happen. Grape Creek's Dylan McKenzie is able to break a tackle and then get the very nice first down, as he is not an easy guy to take down. Unfortunately, nothing would come of that drive. Later in the first, Grape Creek down 7-0. Cairo De La Tour is looking for anything, scrambling, and then finally just throws it over there in the area, but that's not the guy he wanted to throw to. That's David Hadley for Merkel, turning it back for a pick 6, making it 14-0 Badgers, and it would be all Merkel tonight as they win it 50-6. Let's go to Lakeview Stadium, where TLCA hosted the Bangs Dragons. First quarter, no score. Bangs' Seth Anderson hands it off to Ethan Sanchez, and he breaks some tackles and scores to give the Dragons the early 7-0 lead. A little bit later, it's Anders, this time showing off the arm, scrolling to his right, and hits Justin Wilson in the end zone, making it 14-0 Bangs Dragons on top. TLCA trying to get it going, and they would do just that as Caden Kirkland passes it to Seth Levesque, makes a defender miss, and he would take it up the sideline and to the house for the Eagle touchdown, cutting the lead to 7, but it would not be enough as Bangs handles TLCA 52-21. More 3A scores from tonight's action. Sonora gets their second win on the road as they take down their former head coach David T. Sign 24-7 on the road. Another big win, 2 in a row. Ballinger, they bounced back nicely after their loss last week to Merkel with a 41-0 shutout of the Coleman Blue Cats. Also, Brady gets a win at home as they take down Comfort 35-20. In case you're just joining us, we're going to go over some scores from earlier. Wall would beat Breckenridge 28-22. Lakeview would fall to Andrews 55-14. As you just saw, Merkel beats Grape Creek in Grape Creek at Eagle Stadium 50-6. TLCA falls at home to Bangs, and Ballinger shuts out Coleman 41-0. And we're just getting started, as that will do it for our 3A schools, as we'll dip down to our always intriguing and always entertaining 2A schools, as we had a big matchup in Miles where the Bulldogs hosted a Cristobal Cougar team that hadn't lost a district game. And could Menard break their district slide when they visited another district undefeated, the El Dorado Eagles? Answers to that and much, much more next on Inside the Game.
MGB Mike's Gold Buyers has moved to Avenue Inn by Angelo State. Same great MGB service, same great MGB people. New MGB location on Avenue Inn by Angelo State. Bring your gold, silver, and diamonds to MGB. Mike's Gold Buyers, new location on Avenue Inn next to Angelo State. And you'll say,
I sold gold and I like Mike.
It's time to switch to Dish for better TV with SNG Satellite. We're your Dish premier local retailer. Stop in with your TV bill today to compare, save, and experience the best TV technology at the best value. We're your one-stop shop for Dish TV, internet, and custom installs. Deal with a local business with professionals you can trust and talk to a friendly face. Visit SNG Satellite or call us at 325-944-8628. Ask about our current promotions and let us change the way you watch TV.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
My sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
Welcome back to Inside the Game. I'm Rachel Turnock out here at Hawk Stadium. Wall got a huge win tonight. At the end of the game, that scoreboard read 28-22 Wall Hawks. It was pretty close to not being that way, though. Almost tied up, and maybe Breckenridge could have taken the lead if they did make a point after attempt. On that field right over there was 3rd and 10 with 2 seconds left on the 16, and Wall came up with a huge stop. They sacked Breckenridge's quarterback with 2 seconds left to end the game, seal the deal, and this place just erupted. It was so much fun to be here. The coaches went crazy. The sideline went nuts, and the fans were just so ecstatic as Wall gets their 6th straight win tonight. And another thing, they also claimed their 8th straight district title. What a It's just amazing for the Hawks to do that, and that's something that head coach Houston Guy did say this week, that the kids aren't really necessarily focusing on trying to claim another district championship, but just that's something that could possibly happen, and that did, which is huge. 8 straight district titles for the Wall Hawks. Wow, but you know what? They still have another game coming up next week. They're going to be on the road at Early to wrap up the regular season, hoping to complete an undefeated district record, something that they've done the last 7 years, by the way, so they're hoping to do that again. We'll see if they can, but it was such a fun environment to be here tonight against Breckenridge and Wall coming out on top with a 28-22 victory with just 2 seconds left. My goodness. Well, it was senior night. The seniors are going home happy, and so are the coaches and the fans. From the final time here at Hawk Stadium, I'm Rachel Turnock. Jason, back to you.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Sounded like you're out of breath. Are you sure you weren't playing in that game? But anywho, again, Wall gets the win, 28-22. As you heard, 8 straight district titles. Not too shabby. Well, okie doke. We've arrived now at our 2A schools, and we start off with the Miles Bulldogs hosting the Cristobal Cougars. Now, Cristobal has been playing some pretty darn good football, as they're 6-2 this season and 3-0 in district play. Their only losses coming in their first game of the season on the road at Harper and in their pre-district finale against the Winters Blizzards. But besides that, they've been pretty solid. Now, the team they visited tonight, the Miles Bulldogs, they're 2-1. Most recently, a shutout win at home last week against Arion County. So who would take this District 8 2A clash over in Bulldog Stadium? Well, let's find out. First quarter, no score. Cristobal quarterback Braden Wilcox keeps it himself on the option. Turns out to be a great idea for them as he breaks loose down the right sideline. Makes a nice move right there, avoiding some defenders, and finds the end zone for the score. Extra point would make it 7-0. Cougars on top. Second quarter, same score. Miles on the move as Davian Martinez runs through not 1, but 2 Cougar defenders for the nice gain on a play. Then a few plays later, Jared Flores finishes off the drive with the 1-yard touchdown run. Extra point ties it up at 7 apiece, and Miles hands Cristobal their first district loss as they edged them out 21-20. What a thriller it was over there. Huge win for the Bulldogs. Let's head down to Arion County now, where the Hornets welcomed in the Rock Springs and Gores. Rock Springs' Christian Bartello runs to his left, then decides to go all the way, reversing field, going all the way to the other end of the field, and he would get right in there for the score, making it 12-0. Then it's Rock Springs yet again, as this time it's Diego Vieira. He's going to make some Arion County Hornet defenders miss, and he's just going to glide on into the end zone for the 45-yard touchdown, making it 20-0. And then Nathan Chacon, Mr. Do a little bit of everything there, goes to Elijah Davis, and Davis is going to sprint away from everybody for the touchdown, making it 22-6. But Rock Springs, just a little too much for Arion County tonight as they win it 32-12. Some more scores for you. Menard on the road at El Dorado gets shut out by the Eagles, and guess what? That's a district championship for the El Dorado Eagles as they shut them out 48-0. And Winters, they claim another victim tonight, as Winters has been rolling as well as they take down Ozona out in Lions Stadium 24-13. Other 2A scores from tonight's action. Number 1 ranked and undefeated Mason, they stay undefeated 56-6 over the Harper Longhorns on the road. No shocker there. They're going to be number 1 come next week when those next rankings come out. Then Junction at home against Brackett. A little bit too much Brackett for them as Brackett wins it over Junction 40-12. All right, we're now entering the home stretch of this week's edition of Inside the Game, and coming up next, we'll take a look at how our area 6-man squads did tonight as the Blackwell Hornets look to keep their perfect record intact. That and much, much more. Keep it here.
We're the Miles cheerleaders, and you're watching Inside the Game. Yeah!
Catering for Inside the Game is provided by Chick-fil-A.
Why are people switching to Suddenlink? It could be because of Altice One, an all-in-one connected entertainment experience. Just $69.99 a month for 1 year, with a $20 a month credit for 2 years, and a $100 American Express gift card. Find all the shows you love with one sleek device, a voice-activated remote to search over 200 TV channels, 4K Ultra HD, and lightning-fast internet so you can stream all over the house. Not happy with your current provider? We'll buy you out for up to $500. Call 877-274-3094 and get Altice One today.
MGB Mike's Gold Buyers has moved to Avenue Inn by Angelo State. Same great MGB service, same great MGB people. New MGB location on Avenue Inn by Angelo State. Bring your gold, silver, and diamonds to MGB. Mike's Gold Buyers, new location on Avenue Inn next to Angelo State. And you'll say,
I sold gold and I like Mike.
Little hands are curious, sometimes a little too curious. We try our best to protect the little hands in our lives, and although we can't always predict what they will reach for next, we can make sure some things are never in reach. Seemingly harmless window cords pose a serious strangulation hazard. Replace corded window coverings with only cordless products or those with inaccessible cords, and look for products certified with the label Best for Kids.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one.
Welcome back. We've now reached the final quarter of Inside the Game here on KSAN, and that means it's time for our six-man school action. So, how about we not waste any more time? Let's just get to those scores. How about we? Very best on the road at Eden, and Eden putting up an 80 spot on the Falcons as they win it 80-32 over at Sanders Field. And Robert Lee gets the win on the road over Paint Rock. Robert Lee having a sneaky, silent, good season as they win it 50-0. And then an interesting score we had out in Trent as Blackwell wins it 1-0. It had to be that score because Trent forfeited. We don't know the reason just why, but most of the time when that happens, it's because a team does not have enough players to compete. So, but Blackwell does stay undefeated as they get the win 1-0. Water Valley takes down Westbrook as a lot of points were scored in that one. I'm not a math major, so I'm not about to add that one. Water Valley, though, does get the win 84-63. And about a look at some of next week's game district finales, and this should be a really fun one in Sterling City as the undefeated Eagles, who had their bye week this week, will welcome in fellow undefeated the Garden City Bearcats. This one just might decide who takes home the gold ball. It will be at 7:30 p.m. at Eagle Stadium, and the Paint Rock Indians had the week off this week, and next week they'll be back on the road, to take on the Bront Longhorns. Bront had the week off. I'm sorry. This one, too, has a scheduled kickoff for 7:30 p.m. at Stevenson Stadium. All right, that'll do it for our high school football coverage for tonight as we now move on to the collegiate level. And these guys, the Angelo State Rams, who defeated the Adams State Grizzlies 59-20 last week, in which accomplished something the Rams hadn't done all season. And that accomplishment is winning back-to-back games. And on Saturday, they'll look to make it 3 wins in a row in the team's final home game of the season when they play host to the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds. And it's no secret that what Eastern does well is run the ball. And head coach Will Wagner says that it's something that could play right into a strength of his team.
That's one of our biggest strengths is defending the run, and our guys, obviously just like we challenged them to defend one of the top passing offenses in the country. Now they got to turn around and defend one of the top rushing teams in the country, and so I know those guys will accept the challenge. Last 2 weeks our preparation has been lights out with our kids and their focus and the time that they spend in it, and I know it'll be the same this week as well.
All right, so here it is one more time, ladies and gents. It'll be the final chance to catch the Rams at home this season when they host Eastern New Mexico for Senior Day. Game time is set for 2 p.m. at LeGrand Stadium. Rachel Turnock will have highlights and scores from the game tomorrow night on the KSAN News at 6 and 10. And here's a look at some of the big college football games going on tomorrow at the Division I level. The first game of the day will be out in Alabama as the Texas A&M Aggies will look to bounce back against Auburn after falling on the road to Mississippi State. That one will be at 11 a.m. The Texas Longhorns will look to rub off and get out of that loss that they had last week against Oklahoma State as they'll welcome in West Virginia. Kickoff for that one is set for 2:30 p.m. And up in Lubbock, we have an old-fashioned Big 12 meetup between number 7 Oklahoma and Texas Tech. This one is slated for tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Well, the Dallas Cowboys will officially be back from their bye week here in 3 days when they play host to the Tennessee Titans on Monday Night Football. But before that, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones made a big announcement today on the team's newest Ring of Honor inductee. For more on that, here's Mickey Spagnola with your Silver Star Nation.
Gil Brandt spent 30 years with the Cowboys, helping Tex Schramm and Tom Landry build this franchise from the ground up, starting in 1960. And now he's going to take his rightful place in the Cowboys Ring of Honor. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones making that announcement at the Star on Friday.
It means everything to me. You know, it's like watching a child grow up. As I said, when I came here, the first year, we were 0-11-1, and you know, it wasn't a sunny. We had very few people going to the games, and you know, quite honestly, I wasn't sure if we'd have a team 2 years from now. So, from what I went through in the beginning to now is just unbelievable.
Gil should be known as the godfather of scouting. He brought in so many new concepts during his time, helping the Cowboys build all those championship teams. The induction ceremony will take place at AT&T Stadium on November 29th when the Cowboys play the New Orleans Saints. For the Silver Star Nation, I'm Mickey Spagnola.
All right, thank you, Mickey. Well, thank you, everyone, for staying up for this week's edition of Inside the Game. We'll do it again next week. Same time, same place. Have a great night and an even better weekend.